Welcome to Oregon Indie Film, a video podcast that shines the light on Oregon's independent film industry. I'm your host, Dawn Sellers. I interview Oregon's independent filmmakers who offer insights into the creative process, challenges, and triumphs of making movies in Oregon. On this episode, I sit down with Mike Turner to chat about the Silver Falls Film Festival happening in Silverton, Oregon on August 20th. Silver Falls Film Festival welcomes not only Pacific Northwest filmmakers, but those from around the world, showcasing short films and providing opportunity to network and enjoy the small community of Silverton, Oregon. We chat about how the festival began, the growth it has experienced over the last 4 years, and thoughts on the festival's future. I hope you enjoy my conversation with Mike Turner. Welcome to Oregon Indie Film. I'm here today with Mike Turner. Mike is producing the 4th annual Silver Falls Film Festival at the Palace Theater in Silverton, Oregon on August 20th. Welcome, Mike. How are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well.
Why don't we just start off having you tell us about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Okay. Well, I am a filmmaker. I live out here in the Silverton area. Um, and a few years ago, I got involved with the Silverton Art Association. And it's just a wonderful group of people. And I've been able to teach film camps for teens and preteens, which has really been just a joy and something I've always wanted to do. And so the Silver Falls Film Festival kind of grew out of wanting to give these like young filmmakers a place to show their work to the community. And so we worked with the Art Association to start the film festival in 2021. And the festival is open for submissions. I'll also kind of reach out to filmmakers that I admire to bring in some of their work as well to show alongside these others. So it's just a really cool group of films. People in Silverton love art, and it's quite a small, rural, tight-knit community. So we get like 250 people coming out every year to see the films. We used to have it in this like big park in the middle of town, but in 2024, I want to say we got rained out in August, and so
Oh,
we
no.
moved it to this like awesome, like huge historic movie theater in town called the Palace.
Yeah,
So
what's the seating capacity at the Palace? It looks like it's pretty big.
yeah, it's like about 300.
Oh, that's nice.
And last year was our first year there, and we had a full house, and it was just great.
That's wonderful. And so you, as a filmmaker, I think, if I'm correct, you make mostly documentary film?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much entirely. I've directed 2 feature projects. One is called The Way We Talk, about my experiences with stuttering, which came out way back in 2015. And then um, a film about monuments and memory called Monument, which came out in 2023. That was shot in Hungary, kind of tracing my grandma's history. She was a survivor of Auschwitz and ended up going back to her small rural hometown to build a Holocaust memorial there in the 90s. And so it was kind of a story about like legacy and becoming a parent myself and just how we pass on these kind of hard parts of our family history,
Yeah.
national history.
Yeah. Is that available to see?
That one is just on Vimeo
Okay.
right now. You can see it on there. The, the Way We Talk, my film on stuttering, is like a little bit more widely available on Canopy and Amazon and some other platforms.
Nice, nice. And so you teach a summer film camp.
Hmm.
Is that focused on documentary or do you do some
No, no. The
whatever?
kids, yeah, the kids just go crazy.
I
Um,
bet. I love that.
yeah, everything. Yeah, it's like everything from like hard sci-fi to very kind of experimental, poetic stuff to like also, I'll show them my work too, which is pretty vulnerable and personal,
Mhm.
and it kind of inspires them to open up, I think, about certain things also. Like we had a kid make a film about her OCD, which I didn't even know that much about. But so I'm always learning a lot from these kids in these
Yeah.
sessions too.
Yeah. And that's coming up later in July, right? In this,
We're actually going to teach one in August.
oh, in August this year.
Yeah. And so uh we have like 4 or 5 films coming out of these camps that like often end up in the festival program too, and those are always a hit.
Oh, I
And
bet.
just like getting to see these teenagers come up and show their work like alongside local regional filmmakers, and I I think it's a big boost for them as
Oh,
artists.
absolutely. That's wonderful for them. Yeah. So how do kids find, like, do they apply for the program? Is it through the schools?
Oh, it's through the Silverton Art Association.
Oh, okay.
They can sign up at silvertonarts.org. And I think we have a website up there for the film festival as well. If it's not up now, it should be up shortly.
Yeah.
And the festival is on Film Freeway too for people to
Yeah.
submit stuff.
Right. Um, and so you were instrumental in starting the festival then. You've
Hmm.
been with it since the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah. And so tell me a little bit about the collaboration with Silverton Arts Association. They sort of oversee the arts community in Silverton. Is
Yeah,
that
I
correct?
mean, well, I should say I'm actually president of it.
Oh, okay. So you know
Um,
all about it. So tell me all about it.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, just because it's like a very small
Yeah.
volunteer run
Yeah.
nonprofit, one kind of cool thing about it is we have some very talented artists that live in our community. Not so much filmmakers, but like comic artists who work for like the major publishers, and
Mhm.
um, all just other mediums. And I think just because it's a pretty small town, those of us who do make art, I think, are kind of drawn together. And so it's really cool to get to see the process of like writers and painters and things kind of outside of my medium. And so we collaborate to bring this organization to life. There's like a big arts festival that happens in Silverton in the summer that we put on. We like bring arts education to the local schools. Um, and that's kind of our main mission. And like then, offer classes too. Like my friend Jonathan and I teach a year round after school, like filmmaking comics class for kids who are interested in that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's fun. Um, so what's your background? Did you go to film school?
I did, yeah. I went to Cal State Long Beach for film. I actually walked with Steven Spielberg.
Oh, well, that's
Um,
exciting.
yeah, because he had dropped out a long time ago, and then
And
he
went
ended
back.
up
Yeah.
coming back to kind of show his kids that college was important. Um, he did not show up for class, I'm sorry to say, which would have been fun. But yeah, went there and kind of ended up, like kind of finding like films of Ross McElwee and uh, Apichatpong, Where's Ethical and Terrence Malick and David Lynch and these people who I found very inspiring, who are kind of telling like more personal stories in their own way.
Hmm.
And it set me off on this kind of documentary journey that I'm still on.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Silverton area or are you
No, I
from?
grew up in Los Angeles,
Okay.
but moved up here about 15 years ago. So it's kind of, well, yeah, yeah, it's like home for sure.
Yeah, yeah, you call it home.
Yeah.
Well, Silverton's a beautiful town. I mean, it's not that far from Salem,
Right.
so you're close to the big city, but
Mhm.
you're kind of out there in the beautiful valley. It's really pretty there.
Yeah. Like after I moved up here, I actually moved to Portland first and had the opportunity to work at C- 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 Collective Eye Films, which
Oh,
is
okay.
that's like an educational distribution house based in Portland.
Mhm.
At that time, they were producing documentaries too, so I had the chance to like hop in on some of those projects, and so that was a big learning experience for me. And they've d done educational distribution for my films also, and we're still quite close.
Yeah, that's great. And so what took you to Silverton then from Portland?
Oh,
To move to Silverton?
well, well, it's kind of a long story, but my wife was farming at that time and ended up working at a really beautiful place kind of in the country outside Silverton. And I would come down to see her and ended up just really falling in love with this area. And then ended up moving down here to a farm. And that farm was actually the oldest house in Oregon to remain in the same family.
Wow.
And I ended up making a film about this house and this family for OPB back in 2012. I think it might have screened in 2013,
Mm,
broadcast or aired or whatever.
yeah.
And that was just like a really cool project. And that kind of also was just a great way to like meet a lot of the kind of old timers out here who knew this place and this family. And so it was just great. I feel like making documentaries is such a cool way to like really develop close relationships and close bonds to the community where you're shooting.
Yeah, I think you really get to know people and
Mhm.
learn about history and how people connect. I think that's amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think especially like out in a rural area,
mhm,
like people are uh they have so much life experience and so many skills and stories, and I think it's quite rare for them to have a camera pointed at them, you know.
mhm.
It like the, gives them an opportunity to share share.
Yeah. Are there many films that are shot in around Silverton that you know?
Um, Not really. I mean, I think there have been a couple, like there was like a Hallmark movie shot
Hmm.
out here called Valley of Light,
Hmm.
which is like a hilarious if it's like a fishing like
Yeah.
ghost story war movie
Okay.
romance period piece if you can find it. highly recommend. And there
Yeah.
was like a horror movie shot out here at some point. There's like Silverton had the first trans mayor in the
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
Stu, who like owned the movie theater when I moved here. And I think some folks like out in New York are kind of currently in the process of trying to make a film about him, but I'm not sure how
Mm,
that that project's coming along.
yeah. Interesting. Um, so back to the film festival, that Hey there. If you're enjoying this episode of Oregon Indie Film, don't go anywhere. We've got more great conversation coming up. And if you believe in uplifting local voices and the power of independent storytelling, we'd love your support. Hit that follow button, share the show with a friend, or leave us a quick 5-star review. It makes a big difference. Want to get more involved? Reach out at OregonIndieFilm@gmail.com. Now, back to the episode. Is you're really showcasing short films for the film festival.
At
Uh,
this point, yeah.
yeah, and it's just one day.
One evening. I
One.
mean, I would love to kind of broaden it and like include some classes for the community or like even have it be multiple nights and include some like locally produced feature films too.
Hmm.
But right now it's just a one evening program of short films.
Hmm.
And those films we try and veer towards more family friendly fare
Yeah.
just because we love having like kids there and uh have it be like a fun event for our whole town.
Right. And now, is it part of the arts celebration? Is that also going on at the same time then?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The film festival is on Thursday evening, and the arts festival, I think it's officially Saturday and Sunday, but the artists are all set up there Friday too. So, um, yeah, it's kind of this long weekend of celebrating the arts out here, which is always just a blast.
Yeah. So, I mean, people could really make a weekend of it. Come
Oh
and
yeah.
stay and check out all the art and then the festival too.
Yeah, Silverton is just a really cool town to come check out. There's just
Yeah.
a lot happening here, and when things happen, the like whole town comes out for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they think of Silverton, they think of Silver Falls State Park, which is not
Hmm.
far from there, and the
Yeah.
hiking of all the waterfalls. Um, but yeah, Silverton is a really cute town. I think you go through Silverton on your way to the falls, if I'm not mistaken. I
Hmm.
haven't been down there in a while, but yeah. Um, so yeah, are there any other highlights of the festival that you want to share? I mean, that's a huge highlight to have the student films, but any other films that are going to screen that you want to share?
Oh man. Well, we have not started programming yet, so it's
Oh,
still kind of a mystery. But last year we had some just amazing films from like I'm trying to even remember from like Iran and Palestine and Mexico and just all kinds of places that I think people here don't always have the chance to hear from this whole tapestry of voices. And like even from within our town, within our community, like our larger region, I should say, like we had films from like Canby and Sublimity and Woodburn and these places where like you don't think of them as being
right. Who knew?
hubs for
Yeah.
filmmaking, obviously, but like just seeing these films come in and just being so impressed that like something is driving these people in these more kind of isolated areas to like pick up a camera and try and tell their story. I just find that very inspiring, and I love being able to showcase
Hmm.
what they're doing because, as you mentioned, we're not far from Salem, but Salem hasn't had a film festival in
Mm-mm.
years. I think they might have had one pre-COVID.
Mhm.
Um, it's kind of a desert out here in a lot of ways for like um play like community film experiences.
Mhm.
We have some really cool, art theaters in Salem, like Salem Cinema, but I think like just that opportunity to like have homemade films from our residents. I think there's like always a fear that like filmmaking is being replaced by like just like churning out content on social media or whatever for the young people, or people aren't watching movies as much anymore. So I think just like seeing how much passion there is for the medium out here is always really thrilling.
Yeah, and it's great to hear all those stories. I mean, everyone has a story. And
Yeah.
for people who maybe have never picked up a camera to be inspired to do that because of this festival, I think that's pretty special.
hmm Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Well, I always like to ask this question of my guests. And that is, what is your big, beautiful dream for yourself?
Oh my
So
God.
it doesn't have to be filmmaking. It can be, if money and time were not an object, do you have a big, beautiful dream, something that you would like to accomplish?
Oh, well, wow.
On the
Thank you,
spot.
Don.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to think
Yeah.
about that. Uh, I mean, I feel like I'm living it right now in a
Yeah.
way. Like we have our little farm out here, and my daughter is 10, and uh, it's just getting to see her grow up here is really my dream. It's like I'm actually my daughter and I made a film for the film festival last year, about a child wizard and her father,
That's
who
fun.
I played.
Yeah.
And so we're hoping to make episode 2 this year. So just getting to make movies with her is really a dream come true. And I hope as she gets older, she'll be interested in like helping me with projects. And my wife helps on my films also. She's like a huge part of it. So it's our films are quite a family affair. We're like working on a new feature documentary now called What Happened that should be out next year. So my dream is that it does well and we can tour it to different festivals and my family can be there and,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
live
and
that.
that's sort of a good segue into like, the talk about distribution. I mean, for yourself as a filmmaker,
Oh, wow.
distribution is changing and, who knows where it's going, right? What
Yeah.
are your thoughts? Do you have thoughts on that?
Oh man. Um, I'm certainly not an expert. Like I've really been l- 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 lucky to have this really relationship with c c Collective Eye Films because they are
Hmm.
just great. And we've been able to put out our movies at least educationally and have a lot of college screenings and being in college l libraries has been a great source of
Hmm.
income. Um, but I've never like had a big like breakout distribution deal with any like, major platforms. So they're still self-funded distributed. Like every screening takes a lot of work. Um, but I think the flip side of that is like every screening is very personal and emotional.
Hmm.
And Portland is wonderful. Like our films typically always sell out in Portland anywhere we show them, and that's always great to have our kind of like hometown audience. Um, but it's always a challenge, like my last film, Monument, came out. The first showing was at a festival on October 7th, 2023, the like, the day the kind of uh Israel Palestine war started.
Hmm.
And so that was just a very dark day, and the film does deal with like, the like Holocaust and other themes like that. And so trying to like navigate the like Jewish community during such a
Right.
divisive time was just like very challenging, but also so powerful to kind of get to come into spaces with this like
Hmm.
film that would give people a cathartic experience, and kind of like open up dialogue around a lot of these hard questions. Like yeah, just like about like, land and place and memory. Um, People would come and protest our showings, like
Wow.
without knowing what the film really was about, and they would end up taking pictures with us afterwards. And people would, I mean, it was just an absolutely crazy time. So I think like you just never know what kind of world you're going to be putting your film into, what kind of audience it'll find. But I think that if it comes from the heart and if it's meaningful for you, that it's going to find a place and find an audience.
Yeah, I believe that too. I think if you create something that you're passionate about, that you believe in, it will find an audience. I truly believe that. So what's next for you? You have this documentary you're working on.
Hmm.
Well, the festival, obviously, which is coming
Hmm.
up, but
Yeah,
but
festivals
yeah,
quick.
that's quick. And then this documentary.
Yeah, I'm currently editing a new film. As I mentioned, it's called What Happened, and it's about kind of a close family friend of ours who it's kind of a survival story, actually. This woman lived on a sailboat with her family in the 90s and ended up being struck in the night by a freighter off the coast of New Zealand, and like a
Oh my
very
gosh.
it was just like a very harrowing survival story her and her husband and her two kids experienced, and not all of them survived.
Oh my gosh.
And she ended up washing up on a remote beach and having to rebuild her life. Um, and so yeah, it's just been a really powerful film to work on. It's actually like my mom's best friend. And
Hmm.
so it's someone who I've known for a long time, but have never really had the opportunity to like ask her about this part of her life until now, and getting to like pull out all these boxes of old like photos and home movies and just go through this with her. So it's been just an amazing process. We went and shot the film in New Zealand last fall.
Hmm.
And so I'm hoping that we'll be finishing like color, sound, and locking picture this fall.
Hmm. That's amazing that she's willing to share that story, such a tragic story.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. So do you edit also then? Do you edit your own films?
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Yeah.
for better or worse, I
Yeah.
think like
Yeah, right.
I think having a team is helpful in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, and we have an awesome team, very s small team that has worked together since my first um, since that first long film that I made for OPB. Um, the like same composer and my wife is on board as a producer and writer. And I do that as well and shoot and edit. Not because I'm necessarily great at those things, but I think it kind of came from just not having
Right.
a budget to hire people. And also I just like love editing.
Yeah.
And I think I just love making movies. And so I like, even if there's oftentimes probably more talented people we could figure out how to raise money to bring on. I think like a big part of the filmmaking process for me is just like personal growth and learning.
Hmm.
And so I really like to be just very hands-on with every part of the process.
Hmm. Yeah. And it is. I mean, every film is a learning experience, that's for
Hmm.
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Even when you've been making films for a while, like you have, it's still, I love that you're still learning things.
Oh man, it's
Um,
like every
yeah.
project. Yeah, you kind of think like at some point it'll get easier, but every
No, it
project is
doesn't.
still just like bu- bushwhacking.
Yeah. Yeah. The true spirit of independent filmmaking.
Yeah, you
You
just never
know,
know what's going to happen.
you never know. Yeah. Um, so we can find you online through the Silverton Arts.
Yeah, the festival, yeah, Film Freeway is like a
Yeah,
great place for the festival, and my films are at reallightfilms.com.
reallightfilms.com. And
Yeah,
then the festival. So on Film Freeway, that is free to submit for Northwest filmmakers. I
that's
wanted
correct.
to
Yeah.
make sure we talked about that. And is that because of the Arts Council support that you're able to do that?
You know, I that's a great question. I think yes, I think just it's a volunteer run
Yeah,
organization, and the palace is really wonderful for like working with us to host it. And so we keep our costs low. Like we have some local sponsors just to kind of help with some overhead things. And otherwise, we don't want to put the burden of cost on filmmakers, because, you know, I've shown films at like a lot of festivals, and it's like rare to actually have, I think, some kind of like traction or uh some kind of financial gain come out of festival screenings, especially
right.
for
Yeah.
short films.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would just love for and it's it's just like a small town festival. So I think if you're showing your film and coming out here, we just want to thank you and celebrate you and don't want you to have to pay for it.
I love that. I mean, it's a, small community. It's a new opportunity for filmmakers to have their films seen by,
Yeah.
a new audience. And I love that. And everyone probably still has time to go make a short 12-minute film and get
Oh
it
yeah.
submitted. Because I think you're taking submissions into August, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go pretty close to the festival
Yeah.
in terms of keeping it open for people.
Yeah, I love that. So people should go make a 12-minute film and submit it on Film Freeway. For
Thank you, Don.
sure. Yeah, yeah. And go to the festival. So, is the festival free to attend or are there tickets? How does that
I'm
work?
trying to remember. I think we did charge like a small fee for tickets last year, maybe
Yeah,
$5.
yeah.
So, because just to give the theater some income also for
Right.
hosting us and get some income for the art association also to like kind of keep teaching classes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the festival is cheap. Come hang out in Silverton. It's just a great community, and you'll get to support young filmmakers making very meaningful work.
Yeah, I think, a lot of film festivals tend to be moneymakers, and, we always wonder about that as filmmakers.
Mm,
But this film festival sounds like just a wonderful community event that we should all be supporting, whether submitting films or coming in and filling those seats.
yeah,
But yeah, it sounds like hopefully you'll have a full house again this year.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to share?
Oh man, I just want to thank you, Don, too. I like actually hadn't heard of this podcast, and I'm so glad it exists.
Well,
I'm excited to dive in.
yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's really just to kind of showcase things like you're doing and filmmakers like you who, people don't really hear about, but are doing amazing things here in Oregon. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for being here. And I'll put all the links in the show notes so people can submit and follow you or reach out to you if they want to continue the conversation.
that'd be great.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much. I think
Thanks
that,
for having me.
yeah, yeah. Best of luck on the film
Okay.
festival, and hopefully I'll make it down there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
We'll save you a
wonderful.
seat.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe I'll stand if it's full. I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Mike, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And maybe we'll meet in person
I hope
sometime
so.
soon. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Thanks so much for listening. The submission window is currently open to submit your short film to Silver Falls Film Festival. And remember, Northwest filmmakers can submit for free. You still have time to create a film and submit. Silverton is located just northeast of Salem in the beautiful Willamette Valley. I encourage you to check out this historic Oregon town and maybe consider it for your next film location. You'll find links in the show notes to submit your film through Film Freeway and for tickets to the festival. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review and share it on your social media. It helps us connect with more indie film lovers. Would you like to support the podcast by becoming a guest or a sponsor? Reach out at OregonIndieFilm@gmail.com.